The next generation of really big business winners aren't just going to use AI, they'll build their companies with AI at the core. In this video, I'll show you what it actually means to be an AI first company, how the next generation of companies will structure their data, people, and operations around artificial intelligence. First, let's talk about the shift from just using AI to being an AI first company. I think that we're at the beginning of a major transformation in business. We're moving from an age where AI is right now just kind of a tool that people are tinkering with. We're going to see a wave of companies where AI is part of the foundation, part of the core. So, in every major technology wave, we've sort of seen this. The big winners weren't the first companies just to adopt a new technology, they were the companies that successfully restructured around that new advantage. We saw web first companies design business models around web based distribution. So, for example, Amazon, in contrast to a more traditional company like Barnes and Noble. In the mobile era, we saw mobile first companies built around on demand, mobile first engagement. So, companies like Uber, where you could order a car through an app on your iPhone versus a traditional taxi company. Now, AI first companies are going to do the same thing. They're going to redesign workflows, data flows, and decision loops around intelligence, adaptation, and automation. So while legacy firms are trying to bolt AI onto their old processes and systems, AI first companies are designing themselves so that AI is central to how they make decisions and how they operate. Next, let's talk about what it means to be AI first. Being AI first doesn't just mean adding AI tools. It means building your operations, your processes, your decision making systems so that data, prediction, and automation are central. Now, there's a couple of key points to highlight here. To do this right, first of all, you need to choose the right AI techniques to solve the right problems. Many business leaders right now are trying to reach for a large language model to solve every single problem. But LLMs actually only solve a specific subset of problems. LLMs work really well for situations where there are text-based inputs and text-based outputs. But if you need to make predictions, you're going to use different types of AI, predictive AI systems. If you're trying to redesign your marketing or go-to-market strategy, you're probably going to need to use some unsupervised learning techniques like clustering and segmentation. And if you want to automate some of your workflows, you're probably going to use AI agents. Those are just a few. There are even other types of AI systems that I'm not really talking about here. But if you're serious about being AI first, you need to know the different types of AI, as well as the specific types of problems that those different AI systems solve. By the way, if you're serious about using AI in your business, you probably want to figure out if you're ready to start using AI. So find the link in the description below and go take my AI readiness assessment. It's about 16 questions. It'll take you only a few minutes. It's free. So find the link in the description below and evaluate how ready your business is to use AI effectively. Next, if you're serious about being an AI first company, you need to understand that data becomes a strategic asset. Remember, almost all AI systems rely on data in one form or another. We can kind of forget about this if you just go to ChatGPT and ask it a question. You don't often need to give it a lot of quote unquote data, although when you're describing a problem and giving it context in the context window, that in itself is a form of data. But large language models typically perform much better if you give them access to documents, spreadsheets, data stores, things like that. AI agents need data similar to large language models that can benefit from document stores and so on. They also often need to be trained with training examples, that is data. Same thing with predictive systems, they need their own data and so on. So an AI first company is going to treat data as an important input to building successful and reliable AI systems that drive value. Another major point is that in an AI first company, AI and machine learning skills become core capabilities. So, as I just said, most AI systems can benefit from data, and in many cases, we use that data to train AI systems. Now, you can take an off the shelf large language model and get it to do some stuff, that might be kind of valuable, but for most business processes and workflows, you're going to want to train or fine tune a large language model or a predictive system or something else to operate with high levels of accuracy and reliability for your specific tasks. That requires training skill. And another way of saying that is it requires machine learning skills. So these abilities to train systems using AI techniques, using machine learning, this is going to be very important both for employees themselves that will have to train and tune AIs, but also for leaders that are going to have to monitor and review and guide that process. And this brings us to my next point that in such a company, in such an environment, humans are going to become something more like trainers and managers in many cases. So many employees and many leaders themselves are going to be increasingly either training AI systems to perform specific tasks, then giving tasks to those AI systems and reviewing the outputs. So employees and leaders of AI first businesses are going to focus a lot on oversight, judgment, and domain expertise, guiding, supervising, and improving intelligent systems rather than strictly doing the work all by themselves. Next, let's talk about the strategic advantages of being AI first. AI first companies will operate smaller, leaner, and closer to their customers compared to companies that just treat AI as an afterthought. So, here, first, productivity. I think we're going to see much smaller teams that handle far more work. I think in most cases, human beings are going to offload a lot of the repetitive tasks to AI systems so that the humans can focus on higher value, more creative, and maybe even more fulfilling work. Next, speed. Decisions might move from weeks to months to hours or minutes as AI systems handle a lot more routine operations and decision making automatically. Next, AI first businesses are going to have a lot more scalability. So once you build all of the infrastructure with the data pipelines, the model inferences set up, work output will be able to scale more with compute versus just adding headcount. The next advantage, personalization. AI will enable businesses to tailor their products and services to individual customer needs and preferences. The final advantage here is adaptability. AI first companies will respond much faster to change. Continuous data and feedback loops will make them more flexible, allowing them to adjust to new conditions faster than their competitors. So now let's talk about a high-level blueprint for creating an AI first company. If you want AI to be a serious competitive advantage, you need to build your company around it. Here's what that looks like in practice. First, you need to build a data foundation. You need clean, accessible data. Start organizing and engineering your data so that it's ready for AI when you're ready to build. Data engineering skill is going to be key for this. Two, hire and train for AI literacy. Almost everyone, from leaders to operators, are going to need basic literacy in AI, data, and even a little bit of classic machine learning. Number three, understand and know how to leverage the full range of AI tools. As I've said elsewhere, large language models are not the only type of AI. If you need to make a prediction, you're going to use predictive AI. If you need to discover patterns in your data, in many cases for strategic purposes, you're probably going to use a family of techniques called unsupervised learning. If you want to automate things, you can use various AI automation toolkits as well as AI agents for more advanced use cases. So you need to understand the full range of AI tools, as well as how and when to use them to grow revenue or decrease costs in your business. Number four, redesign your decision frameworks. AI systems should be automating certain types of decisions all by themselves with a human in the loop, maybe to oversee or step in certain circumstances. AI systems should also be gathering and aggregating information in your business to generate reports and send those up to leadership to help leaders make better decisions faster. So your decision architecture should involve a combination of AI systems and humans working together both to make better and faster decisions, but also to correct and improve those decisions over time. And number five, monitor your systems and collect data so that you can close the feedback loop. You want to capture data from every system, every transaction, every customer interaction, and every decision, as well as collect information about the operational details of your systems so you can improve your processes, improve your SOPs, and improve the AI systems themselves. This will compound performance over time. In the AI era, I really think that AI first companies are going to beat their competitors and dominate their industries. But as I suggested here, AI first companies are going to need AI first leaders. And that's exactly why the Chief AI Officer is about to become one of the most important roles in business. I'll explain what the role is and why your company probably needs one in this next video. Check it out here: The Rise of the Chief AI Officer.